guys. Okay, so I just did a video and it was more about like walking into the unknown, that sort of stuff. Really good, deep stuff. Really excited. It'll be posted before this, so you'll be able to watch it. But I did want to talk about something else, which is my grandma's doing laundry in the other room, just so you know. So if you hear something, that's what it is. But I wanted to talk about people who are operating from a sense of hurt and discrimination and a part of themselves that they don't want to operate from, or that they don't want to look at, and they turn into individuals who end up not appreciating other people's vision or other people presenting themselves in a specific way, and it's an attempt to control. So, which is also relative to what we just spoke about, but I've been noticing on my page that I have a certain follower, and this follower will continue to press the down button on almost all of my videos. And I don't know who this person is. Unfortunately, you can't really tell who's doing that. But instead of it being a negative thing, I've actually managed to look at it and go, okay, this person obviously has some kind of something inside of them that they are thinking about perfection, or they're not really appreciating somebody, but yet they're still following. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like something, why do you continue to follow just so that you can give somebody a thumbs down? This is the mentality that people have. It's an attempt to control a narrative. Okay, so they will go to places where they don't like the content, they don't appreciate it. Hi, Rosie. The dog just came in. Hi, baby. Okay, she's gone. I was gonna show you guys her, but where they will go into places where they don't connect. It doesn't resonate with them, but they don't comment what's wrong. They don't do anything like that to give observation. They just simply come to create an emotional something. There's always going to be people in your life that do not appreciate who you are, but they will continue to follow you just so that they can get an outlet, so they can control the narrative, and so that they can try to create some distorted energy within you. Okay, so I just want to remind you that if you have ever dealt with that, and I'm sure many people have, there are bullies, there are people that will use you for their own bidding. There are people that will discriminate against you because parts of themselves are triggered by what you say, and they don't want to step into the awareness of the shadow that is within them. Or they're so used to this like common way of seeing things and common way of programming and viewing the world, that when realness becomes apparent in, say, a place like YouTube, for example, when somebody doesn't have the perfect lighting, somebody doesn't have, their makeup done, somebody is coming from a place of like emotion, or they're coming from whatever, they will take that and they will think that it's up to their authority to just be like, oh, this is crap, and oh, this isn't needed, and like, I don't like this because it makes me feel uncomfortable. And I get it. don't get me wrong. Like, I totally get it. There are things that make me uncomfortable as well. But we have to be able to go from that place of uncomfort and go somewhere else. If you don't like something and you're just spending your time being negative to other people, be negative elsewhere. Don't use somebody's space as a place for you to distribute your negativity and your, like, programming, in a sense. You can sit and you can be neutral and you can go through it and you can give advice in a sense of, like, you can make a comment and you can say, I actually feel like this wasn't as productive, or you can say things like that. Like, and I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong way to do things, because I think that it's also a lesson when somebody comes into your life and starts hating and starts doing these things to like push your buttons, you know. And it's not even like they intentionally do it. Some people don't even realize that they're doing it. Some people do. Gonna be honest, there are people that will do it just intentionally to stir the pot to see what happens. And we almost have to, like, take that with a grain of salt. Some of us can handle it. If you can't handle it, you need to do something in order to protect yourself in whatever way that looks for you. And I'm not saying you go out and you start, like, going after people, but know the place in yourself that needs to be protected and allow yourself to operate from a level of inner peace. Okay, so I don't know. I was gonna mention this before, and then all of a sudden Spirit sent me off into this, like, deep unknown place, which is cool too. Again, it needed to come out. But I'll probably do more videos on this, because I know that there's a lot of hate and a lot of discrimination and a lot of programming that's happening right now that's, like, needs to be, like, kind of weaned out. And honor yourself, honor your truth, and just keep doing what you do regardless of the negativity that's around you, because there's a reason we are all operating the way we are, and there's a reason why we are expressing what we express in the most vulnerable way possible. So love yourself through the process. If you aren't at a specific place where you wish you would be, know that most of the time that's because you've been told that you're supposed to be a different way, when in reality, right where you are in the now is the most important thing. Because in the now, in realizing where you are now, you can then shift to where you want to be, and you can continue to evolve. It's people that have expectations of and standards of where somebody is meant to be, and a specific, like, framework of that causes distress, and it causes emotional, like, outbursts, and it causes all of these things because it's a reaction of fear. So it's when somebody is projecting a fear onto somebody else of where they're meant to be or how they're supposed to be operating, because it triggers something inside themselves. And you don't have to like everything. I'm not saying you have to like everything, but you also don't need to stay in spaces that you don't like. And if you're not in alignment with somebody, there's no need to stay there. If you feel like you're learning something and you feel like, oh my gosh, this is actually, like, then don't be negative about it. If you want to be in a space, you want to be in a space so that you can learn. Give yourself permission to do that. But don't hate because you yourself are getting triggered, or because you yourself don't think that it is beneficial. And yes, that does sometimes happen to help people, but regardless. anyways, I think that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. Obviously, I'll come out with more videos on this because I think it's a really important thing, and as more knowledge comes my way, I will do it, and it just depends on what I'm being told to offer into the collective. So I hope that helped you feel more consciously aware of how you are acting in a space of, I guess, projection or fear, or how you can contribute in a better way, in a more effective way. Telling somebody how to do something is not productive unless they ask for it. Giving advice or anything like that is not productive unless the person is prepared and ready for it. If you want to be productive in the way that you present something, look at the solution, but look at the solution not from a sense of self. Look at the solution from a sense of understanding of who's in front of you. Because when you only look at a solution from yourself, you're not actually supporting the person. Okay, so, and what I mean by that is you come from this self of self-understanding and saying, hey, for me, this is what resonates. You don't come from the self that says, you need to be doing ... because I think it's correct. That never goes well. So if you're going to offer advice, if you're going to be supportive, if you want to be in a space and you find that you want to help initiate better prosperity for a person, you see something that maybe they don't see, go into it gently. Learn how to express in a way that is supportive and not demeaning and causing somebody more emotional trauma than good, right? Because when you start forcing and you start telling somebody, this is not right, you're doing this and you're doing that, and I don't like this and I don't like that, it's like, okay, you don't have to, but that you don't stay and you don't facilitate in a place you don't like. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for sitting and listening, and I hope that you could take something beneficial from this. Talk to you soon. Bye.